I'm Jacqueline Klump, and today I'm here to talk to you about social media's effect on social interaction. This is survival of the sociable. Humans have been told that social is the way to be, but what if our socialness changes who we are supposed to be? Social interaction has been a survival tactic in humans' lives for millions of years, and with technology's progress and the birth of social media, social interaction has been only made easier and more instant, but it has also altered the identity of social interaction through social media's exchange and its overwhelming need. Has social interaction gone too far to be present in our lives? With my own social interaction use on social media, I have seen the benefits and the effects, and it has made me consider what is the best solution in everyone's need to socialize. Although social media has made social interaction more convenient for people and shared new ways to engage in communication, social media has caused people to become desensitized towards reality, to develop an addictive nature, to affect their moods, and has altered their perception of time. Now, social interaction is necessary for people to survive, and as we age, we look to other social influences to help us thrive, and sometimes those influences impact us positively or negatively. In our present day, people look to social media giants like Facebook to interact with each other, as well as current events and trends of entertainment, because its platform contains a mix of media from news, videos, retail ads, memes, articles from magazines, and the list just goes on. With its mix in content, social media giants like Facebook allow people to see both fantasy and reality in close proximity, which has created a desensitizing behavior in people because it is easy to click on what intrigues us and swipe out of what bores us. And then there are moments where we don't know where our laughter should begin and end, with a meme here and a video clip there. According to a West Florida University student named Eleanor Pierce, when we scroll through our news feed and we see a funny video and then next a post about a school shooting, our brain does not see posts as different. She also states that social media displays these things as equal, which over time desensitisizes us to the things that should really matter. People have to understand that since the connection between social interaction in social media has been made, it has also become changed because of the mix in content that exists in one place. This has altered our sense of reality and the importance of being conscientious human beings. Now, humans depend on social interaction to progress, naturally, but when that dependency becomes unnatural, it is then we should start to wonder about how we socially interact. This idea comes from social interaction and how social media has played a role in changing our dependency for it in our active usage. According to MediaKick's team, as of 2018, 3.1 billion people, roughly 1/3 of the global population, uses social media. Of the world's social media users, 2.9 billion are active mobile social media users, 94% of all users on social media platforms. Addiction is an extreme word to use, but how often do any of us reach for our phones to jump on a social media platform to connect to another? Do you ever catch yourself scrolling through Facebook, Snapchat, or Instagram longer than you should have? I know I have. That can be considered almost like being addicted to it because of the constant need for it. The statistics prove how dependency on social media has turned into an addictive nature and shows how dependency on social interaction can become a problem when we are not aware of our need to socialize and how much is too much. Now, we have every sense in our mind to be aware of the outside world and what we choose to do. But if we are not careful, we can become less aware of our surrounding and its effects on us. As we know, the internet and social media's takeover has made things stimulating for our minds to find everything from friends, movies, videos, snaps, tweets, comments, and likes from a range of different media platforms like Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, Instagram. However, even with all that can stimulate our minds, we can also find things that can change our mood and ultimately leave us not as sensible as we could be. According to Healthline.com, there was a social media group study published by the Journal of Social and Clinical Psychology where some students had normal usage and others had limited usage, in which 143 students from the University of Pennsylvania for 3 weeks participated on their usage of social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. That was reported by Jordan Young, a co-author of the paper and a senior at the University of Pennsylvania, which provided research on this very topic. Ms. Young stated that the group that used less social media, even though it wasn't completely eliminated, had better mental health outcomes. It is crucial for people to analyze what they choose to do with their time and how often they choose to do it, because it can cause them to become less senseless when they have every sense to be aware. People are imperfect beings, and we have lost sight of what time means and what can be lost in our time. Time is a huge factor in everyone's life because essentially we live on a timeline, and eventually it runs out, and all we have left in our life is the memories of our loved ones and the choices we made, which is why we need to be aware in what we choose to do with the time we have here. We need to make smart choices with the things we engage in, because our need to socialize in social media and its never-ending maze of convenience has misguided our perception of time and our usage on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube. According to Quentin Fortrell of MarketWatch.com, American adults spend more time than 11 hours per day watching, reading, listening to, or simply interacting with media. According to a new study by market research group Nelson, that's up from 9 hours, 32 minutes just from 4 years ago. Although it is healthy to have social interaction in our lifetime, it shouldn't be the primary focus of where our time goes, because we can be doing other activities for ourselves and others with our time rather than focusing on a screen we need to see to socialize. With social media being the new way to socially interact, it is obvious how a line needs to be drawn to maintain a healthy relationship, because sadly, it has caused our need to socialize to be more and more unhealthy. People need to understand that once they open this invisible door to the social web, they need to grasp how it can become visible in their everyday life, and how they need to close that door every once in a while to social media because of its effect on our minds, lifestyle, and even choices. It is important to the health of our mind, body, and soul to keep us connected to the physical world and not just rely on the internet and the supply of social media to maintain our social interactions. The National Center of Health Research offers advice on how we can monitor our constant craving to socialize and change it into a healthy hobby instead of a negative necessity. The National Center of Health Research informs us to turn off your notifications for at least a few hours each day, which can gradually increase. Put your phone in airplane mode or do not disturb mode. Delete apps that contribute to unhealthy body image or other feelings of inadequacy. There's meditation apps that can be a better use of your time. For example, there's Calm, Insight Timer, and Headspace. Use apps that can block certain other apps and tell you about your usage. This will help to increase your awareness of how much you are engaging with social media and help you focus on other activities that you could be doing. Social media's usage needs to have boundaries of when to socialize and how much we socialize because of how it can become a dominant presence in our life and how easy it is to engage in communication when the normalcy of human interaction is supposed to be something we work for than just have complete access to whenever we freely choose it. We have forgotten that social interaction in the most human way is about emotional effort, trusted support, thoughtful consideration, and quality time. What we can take away from this understanding is that although we need social interaction to survive, we do not need to choose social media as the outlet for that basic need to connect. There are better ways, healthier ways to reach out to another person sitting across the table from you or, that has moved far away from you. It is through the person that is in the mirror who can make the most beneficial choice in how we maintain our primal need for socialness. Thank you.